welcome back to Generally Divided, your video YouTube podcast show where two generations, one and two, I don't know which way he's going to be, but number two is there, and we're here to talk to you about all things, all wide variety of topics from movies, video games, books, cars, politics, mental health, I don't know. But today we have a movie topic for you. And why don't you go ahead, Gen Z guy, and tell us what movie that is?
It is the movie Turning Red, a Disney production. It's a very good movie. It surprised me. My sister definitely liked that movie, and my parents, they seem to like it as well. It is very interesting story. I was surprised by it. Very surprised by it.
What surprised you the most about it? I mean, you saw the trailers before you watched it, right?
Yeah.
So you had the gist.
Before I watched it.
You had the gist of what it was about, in a way, right? So, what was the most surprising aspect of it for you as a Gen Z male? What was surprising about this film?
Honestly, it was a very bold movie. It wasn't a normal, like what normal people would expect a Disney movie to be. The jokes were out there. It was really talking from the perspective of a teenager. And it was really giving people the view of how I feel teenagers of this day and age look at life. I really feel my sisters agreed with a lot of the things they said because of how it was spoken, how it was said.
The funny thing is, the movie was set in 2002, right? So it was set when technically you were 2 years old. That's when the movie was set. So, and it was also from the eyes of we'll call it a teenager, but I think you're probably around 12, 13. So right in the tweendom age. So right where your sisters are at, right? Your older sisters, not your sisters, your youngest, oldest sisters are at right now. So I'm sure they had a lot to say about the movie.
Oh, yeah, no, they agreed. It was spoken many times that the main character is 13, and that she is a grown woman trying to figure out her life, all this stuff.
Because we're all grown adults at 13, right?
Oh, yeah. The girl kept repeating, I'm an adult now. I'm a grown woman. And my sisters, I could see them smiling and laughing because I can tell that's what's going in their head. That, yeah. So, but the jokes, though, that's what took me aback. That right there is what surprised me, is the jokes that they took of what young girls do at that age, start liking boys, start wanting to go out with their friends, start wanting to go and do stuff.
Assert their independence.
Yeah, that. It really it surprised me because most Disney movies, it's always the same old story of a young adult, either woman or male character, and they're usually trying to figure themselves out, or they're really young and they're just trying to grow up. But it usually has like more focus on adults than anything. I know their newer movies are going a little bit younger, but I always felt it was focusing on an adult audience, like Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. They're all dealing with people supposedly more older than they actually look.
Well, I think Snow White was like 14 allegedly, or supposed to be 14. So it's right around the age level, I guess.
Well, I hope she was a little bit older before sending and kissed her on the lips. I mean, but honestly, yeah, no, it was a good movie. It was really good. It really talks a lot about, being who you are, finding yourself, and just going with that, sticking to who you are, and really it was focused more on the female audience, and it really focused on giving the female audience a voice, and just how it feels from both perspectives, both ages, of a young woman to an adult mother who's trying to raise a daughter. It really was an impactful movie.
Well, I think yes, it was. Their target audience was the tweens or young teenage girls, but I think the story it told was universal because we can all experience that age, finding out who we are as people. Because up until then, we've always been under the guide and guise of our parents usually, and it's there finding where the character of Mei Lee finding her own voice and being able to have the courage to take a stand for what she believes in and fight for her, what you'll call like a chosen family, her friends, right? So it's more of yes, there's acts of rebellion because that the age group where they're gonna start rebelling. It's more of so here on Generally Divided, we're usually Gen X and Gen Z, but because we're talking about the movie Turning Red, we invited a member of Generation Alpha, the mini millennials, and there with Marco, Gen Z guy, is his adorable sister, Isabel. Isabel, you watched Turning Red, right?
Yeah, today.
What'd you think about the movie?
Well, I thought it actually showed how you're supposed to be if you have to approve of your parents more, but you also have to keep yourself happy. You can't just follow the rules a lot.
Very good point. Well, you have to follow the rules to a certain degree, but yes, making yourself happy should be important. I think your ears have a mind of their own there.
No.
Okay, what was your favorite part of the movie?
When her mom got mad and turned into the red panda.
That was cool, huh? She was huge. Yeah, that was really cool. All right. Well, thank you, Isabel, for jumping on Generally Divided with us. We appreciate your time. So yeah, I think it is made for every generation. For the boomers, the Gen X, the Zennials, which is where I fall, the micro generation, the millennials, Gen Z, Generation Alpha. I think the creators of Turning Red really did a great job to make their story universal, which is what really frustrates me when I see people, especially one guy who wrote this scathing review of it, that it wasn't for him and whatnot. And instead of having the story be, the center point, he's now made himself this critic, the more center point of the movie. And that really frustrates me to no end. It makes me want to just, deliver a knockout blow to him because if it wasn't meant for him, okay, fine, it's not meant for you. But does that mean that you have to steal the spotlight from how good this movie is for everyone else? No.
Yeah, no, that's the case with a lot of movies. That's the case with a lot of just art in general. It's not made for everyone. It is someone's point of view, someone trying to send a message, trying to write something for everybody to see. That's what movies are. They're trying to paint this picture. And if it doesn't agree with you, it doesn't agree with you. Honestly, that's why we have the right to keep our opinions to ourselves. And that's why if we don't have an opinion that's going to benefit others or, share what we're talking about, say what we're doing. We're sharing about a movie that we both saw. And whether or not we agree with the whole plot, we're not throwing shame on it or telling people that it's a terrible movie to go away. Because for other people, it might be an amazing movie. I know my sisters really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Well, I enjoyed it too. I mean, I thought it was great. I enjoyed all the comedic bits. I enjoyed what your sister Isabel said, and what she mentioned is, I think, was the key part of the movie was making yourself happy. And that's a universal message for all generations. Sometimes it's very hard to do. Is that we have to find out what makes us happy and strive to achieve that every day. So I think if the filmmakers did anything, they really got that message across, and that's what they should be applauded for.
Yeah, no, definitely. Honestly, it's very difficult to get such a bold, really idea of being yourself, finding yourself to kids. I mean, in a way that they're going to understand or a way that they're going to receive it. I mean, the Red Panda, the whole theme of the movie, I really liked it. Honestly, it was just a beautiful art piece. The background was amazing. The characters had life. It felt real. I know my sisters could relate to the characters, and not just the main character, like a lot of movies. They could relate to the characters in the background. They could relate to the side characters. And I think the whole movie's level of comedy actually made not just my sisters laughed, but everyone else laughed too. Because I could see my parents were laughing the whole time they were watching the movie. It was honestly a really good movie to reach that many people at once.
Yeah, I concur. So Generally Divided gives Turning Point 5 big stars, I guess, and it did not divide us. So kudos to that. What did you guys think?
It brought us together.
It brought Divided together. Yes. What did you guys out there think about Turning Red? Let us know in the comments. Maybe you had a different take on it. Maybe you enjoyed it. Maybe you saw the movie a little bit different than the way we did, and you want to share that. Let us know in the comments. Maybe there was you took away from it something else. And everyone has that opportunity when they watch something to have the art touch them in different ways. So that's great, and I'm glad that it did. And we want to know how you liked it or what you felt about it. So I think that wraps it all up for Turning Red today. Hope you all stay safe out there and enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.